Hey, Runnin' Bulldogs. I'm Nate Evans, and on today's episode of Running the Webb, we're going to pick up Lesley Villarose, Vice President for Student Development and Dean of Students here at Gardner-Webb. Come with us. So Lesley, you work closely with nearly every aspect that touches student life on campus, if not nearly every aspect, every aspect. What's one thing that happens behind the scenes that people might not really know about that you'd want to share with them?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think because my job does deal with every area of student life, I think about every area of the student experience. And so how do we make that student experience the best it can be for our students? And so I'll give you a great example. We just had move-in, which is exciting. And there's a lot of work to be done. And I want to make sure that every single student and parent has the best move-in experience. And so that means I will go and carry mattresses and do whatever I need to do. And so yesterday, I went into a space in the apartments and I delivered a brand new mattress and box spring to a student and, helped her make her bed up. And she was really grateful for that. But that was an opportunity for me to be with the student in a different way. But also for them to see that all of us here at Gardner-Webb care, whether you're a vice president or whatever your role is. We're dedicated to making that experience the best it can be. And I think that's the most important piece about my job.
Great. So you talk about the diversity of the job and here and there and the long hours. When you're engaging with students, there has to be something that makes you smile, makes you come back. What are those things that remind you of why this work is so important?
I have wanted to be a dean of students for as long as I can remember. When I was in college, my original plan was to go in broadcasting journalism, but I had a wonderful dean of students, John Eccles. They called him the bearded wonder. He had a beard down to here. He had bobbleheads, t-shirts, but he wasn't in it for all of that. He was truly in it to help change student lives. And so everything I do, I try to remember those experiences. And so those times when I am with students in their happiest moments, their darkest moments, I just think about how blessed I am to be able to be a part of their journey.
Absolutely.
And that inspires me every day to continue to do my work.
So students come here to get their degree, obviously. That's goal number
I
one.
hope so, right.
What are other takeaways, maybe outside of the classroom, the values and the experiences that you hope that our students take away when they leave this place?
Oh, sure. Gardner-Webb has the power to truly change a student's life. And I feel like we do that. And so, yes, the education component is so important, but they're also receiving an education outside of the classroom. And so I hope that when our students leave here, they've had an opportunity to grow in their faith journey.
Right.
I hope that they have been able to explore, try new things, make mistakes, fail, and really leave this place knowing that they were able to give back to a community. That they learned leadership skills. So when they leave Gardner-Webb and either go to grad school or go to a job or whatever that looks like, they're able to serve in a way that we taught them to.
All right, Lesley, we're coming up on the calf here. And my last question for you, what's one thing you wish incoming families knew about the college experience? Or in other words, what advice could you give to parents as they support their students through this college journey?
Sure. I think it's important for our parents and families to know that we want to be their partner. Obviously, they know their son or daughter better than we are going to ever know them. And their son or daughter is going to experience a lot of different things while they're at Gardner-Webb. They're going to have questions. They're going to have concerns. And we want our parents and families to encourage their student to use their resources, to ask for help in other ways. As parents, we always want to go into problem-solving mode for our children. We want to solve everything for them because they truly are, you know, the extension of our hearts living outside of our body. So, of course, that's our natural instinct. But the best thing they can do during this time is encourage them to use all the wonderful resources that we have here at Gardner-Webb, to call the Dean of Students office. And I always say to parents, you know, I understand having their children here is a huge responsibility, and it's something we take very seriously. And so we call parents when there is a concern, and we really try to problem solve. But I would just say, again, going back to encourage your student to use resources, to start making those decisions for themselves, to make phone calls for themselves, to make your doctor's appointment by yourself. All of that are those life lessons that we're really trying to work with our students to accomplish.
Well, thanks for carving out a little time.
Well, sure. I was happy to do it. Thank you.
And we appreciate all that you do.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Running the Web. We're going to go have some lunch in the caf. We hope you'll join us next time.